How will it pan out? Okay, the loading screen is down. We can finally see the map, which I forgot to actually check out before, so I guess we can go and take a look together. We will see how much reclaim is on it. But
Can we?
As in?
I mean, it's still loading, so I guess we cannot take a look yet on the
Well,
reclaim.
not yet, but when
Not
it
soon.
finally finishes loading, we can go and take a look at it, right?
Yeah.
We will see how much mass there is. But we can already see that it's gonna be yet another Navy and Air map, with ACUs most likely going to the middle of the map. Although I could see the side players actually going through the water to the enemy bases. You could make a sneaky play like that, but I think that the side players are actually the AI, or not? Yes. The side players are unfortunately the AI, so no base swaps this game, most likely. Instead, we're just gonna go and see the good old fist fight over the Navy. And when it comes to reclaim, there is 44,000 on the wall map, with each spawn actually getting a good dose of reclaim on its own. Around like 3k mass per player on their spawn, so the game state is gonna be accelerated quite fast with fast T2 maxes or maybe big T1 Navy spam. We will see how will it plan out. But there's also a lot of mass to fight over in the middle. Like in this space alone, we have like over 2,200 mass if we actually count in all of the 3 camps, so yep. I really do wish we will see some ACUs duking it out on the middle. Chest to chest. Fist after fist. But what I also wonder about is what are the AI gonna do? Because if we look at this, some of the players are really close to them. You can even see the AI in the background, so just look at this. It's a straight highway from one base to another. So it already seems like this time we will have one of the players from each team relegated to actually go and deal with the AI threat, because the AIs are already pushing out some enemy units. Here comes the first mantis. And on the other hand, it also seems like the Dali AI is also gonna go and make the same move. They're gonna keep on pushing for the bases here, and as such, Inspector Cod and Excelsior will most likely have to go and deal in 1v2 scenario against the AIs, which I'm not sure is gonna end up nicely. After all, the AI have a lot of mass and energy to actually use up, so yep.
Maybe we'll end up getting the survival scenario we've wanted so badly after all.
I mean, that is actually quite a realistic take. Because unless the side players from both teams are gonna get reinforced by the ACU coming from the middle players, the air ones, it might really end up badly for them. And is it me lagging? Is it the stream lagging? Or...
No, it's the game. It's everyone.
Okay, it's Grimpy. For me, he's back, it seems. And, well... not sure if it's gonna get resolved or not. Yep. Is it only me dropping for him, or... So, do we have connection to Greenplex or not? Okay, never mind, we are back on track. As Greenplex internet yet again recovers just fine. Just on time to go and see Inspector Cod get to deal with the pesky T1 striker coming out from the AI. And he makes a quick work of them, but the other side, it seems like Excelsior is actually not gonna catch the Mantis, which is gonna go and wreak some havoc inside the base belonging to Excelsior. which might prove to be quite disastrous. Yep, he must have spotted the mantis, but for whatever reason he's not trying to go and catch it. Because as we can see, the little T1 engineer have been damaged quite heavily by him. But for whatever... okay, never mind, the AI just made a little U-turn and yet again is beelining for the main base of Excelsior. And let's see how much damage it can actually go and deal. Yep, the first shots are being fired. But it seems like the Mantis is not interested in killing the engineers, and instead it's gonna go and do something else. Who knows what? I guess it's gonna go and try to pick up another engineer, which is gonna go to try and reclaim it. But unfortunately for the engineer, the Mantis is the one who's the hunter, and engineers are nothing but the prey. You could say this is a praying Mantis, Skepto. But yeah, it seems like the Mantis is actually not gonna keep on dealing with... well, the Mantis makes another U-turn, while there is also one tank more coming, this time from the other AI, so it seems like Mr. Excelsior is letting a few too many T1 units sneak by his ACU, meaning that he's gonna have a really hard time to go and set up his own base, unlike Mr. Inspector Cod, who's using his ACU quite aggressively to go and stamp down all of the incoming enemy forces. And
Oh boy.
I'm not sure if this is me lagging. Is the stream looking good
No.
or not?
It's everyone lagging. The game stops like for a second every couple of seconds.
Yeah, but is the stream running okay or not? Can you check?
I can check the delay.
I mean, yeah, the delay should already be showing up. Because I'm not sure.
I mean, the stream is looking fine for me, to be honest.
Inspector Cot is right now behind, so I'm not sure what's really wrong, which one of us is having the trouble, but it seems like the ACU belonging to the Dilly Dally is actually walking a little bit too deep with his ACU, meaning it might actually suicide as more and more Auroras are getting up against it, and it's gonna lose more and more HP. Which might be actually a good thing to go and snipe it this early, because from what I remember, the AI is actually incapable of taking over the control over the factories inherited by the full share option, which might prove to be a little bit, well, the safe play for the top team, because it really does seem like the AI does... it just doesn't care. It just doesn't care at all. It's gonna go and die to the Aurora spam from Inspector Cot. But meanwhile, on the other side, Excelsior is really having a hard time making sure that not a single unit can go through his defenses, as we can already see that his base is looking way worse compared to the one belonging to Inspector Cot. So the few early units managing to sneak past his ACU already dealt enough damage to cause considerable delay, and yep, kaboom, here goes the first AI. Exploding just like that, a little bit too, well, willy-nilly with his extending, but hey, it's the AI. It doesn't really think.
It seems the top team is having quite the start.
Yeah, but let's see if the AI... oh, never mind, the AI is actually...
yeah, I was gonna say, it does seem like it's still operating.
Yeah, but only a single factory, so... and is it me lagging or not? Because I'm still afraid that it's just me lagging and the stream might also be lagging, but... and I can't even see the chat, so I don't know what is happening.
No, it's a game. It's a game. It's lagging a little bit every now and then.
Yeah, but it might be because of the mic connection or something, so... who knows?
How do you check connection again? F12?
F11.
Oh, let's see.
And I don't even remember how is it actually supposed to be looking like, so yeah.
Well, for me it seems like it's Yudi and FTX. No, Yudi and Excelsior mostly. Yudi has a 400 ping almost, 380.
I mean, it wouldn't be the ping problem, it's more about the data being left behind. But it seems like Excelsior is finally managing to stabilize his own control over the little reclaim field here, and also it seems like no more units are gonna sneak past by him.
Yeah,
but on the other hand, yeah,
oh.
exactly, he's already up and running towards the enemy base, already killing the first T1 factories, so there is still one more ACU to go and deal with, but if he can actually go and get rid of it, it's really gonna prove to be a big boon to his team, because all of these mexes are actually gonna go and belong to him, meaning more mass to expand.
However, FTX is gonna get out the reclaim on mid, actually.
Yep, that is true. He's
So now we
already
get a
setting up the
pause.
reclaim orders, you can see, as he's using the pause to its fullest. There is also Yudi on the middle, and it just seems like the top team is gonna give up the control over this little island here. And another thing to take a note of is that the bottom team have a lot more navy presence for now. Nowhere enough to go and get rid of these factories here, but enough to buy some time.
I don't know about that. I feel like, well, no, actually, Yudi has 2 factories probably, but I feel like they're pretty even right now. I just feel like the top team is kind of like their navy is just stuck on their base at the moment.
Honestly, for now it looks like the bottom team have 10 factories running, while the top team have already 11 running. And even more on the way, so it might be really hard to go and push them out. They might
I
have
feel like it's kind of even right now.
Yeah, at this moment it is even, but when we actually take into account how much build power is actually being made in here, as you can see, Greenplex is getting more and more factories up and running.
Oh, FTX is going Tech 2 Navy and he's 60%.
Oh yeah, that is a good choice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem soon for the top
I
team.
don't think he have the... Okay, never mind. He have the mass, he's actually gonna go and use the reclaim to power through the upgrading process. So that's a really nice thing to do.
2k mass on mid. Plus the 2 mexes he's
Although
gonna
he's
get.
gonna lose his T1 transport to the AI, and it seems like the Yudi is actually gonna go and lose all of the frigates in here. He's trying to go and save few of them, but it seems like the chasing force from Mr. Greenplex and also Banani is gonna go and make a short work of them, so yep. Here comes the explosions as one more frigate is exploding.
Ouch. As I say.
And that sounded awful. Explosion causing more explosions, yes, Dach.
Oh, and I feel like both AIs on top are actually gonna die.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here comes the kaboom as the last AI just goes up in flames.
Yeah, complete difference between Inspector Code and Excelsior. Excelsior having a lot of issues breaking in.
Yeah, but all of this comes basically down to the fact that Excelsior had 2 of the T1 units sneak by in the early stage, making it so his base building was delayed. Meanwhile, Inspector Code caught all of the units trying to sneak past and was basically allowed to make the land, the land factories, maxes and everything in his own base at his own pace. So yeah, you can see him pushing really hard now. He's gonna go and gain control over all of this reclaim here, set up the maxes, and basically he's gonna be being chilling. And from that moment on, he can go and try to help out with the navy fight, because it seems like Yudi yet again is going to go and push back with his navy forces, although I'm not sure if he can be actually pushing in so deep, because when we look at this, there is way more T1 frigates for the top team.
Yeah.
It is looking quite grim, even more so as Excelsior is still struggling to go and contain the enemy AI.
FTX, however, has his first destroyer already coming out, though.
Yes, but a single destroyer against a bunch of frigates, it's not gonna work out. Especially when it's a cyber one and it cannot go and actually kite back. It can only go and basically make zigzag moves, while kiting back, which is not the most impressive way of doing it.
Oh, and FTX is stalling 80 mass.
Oh.
Ouch.
Boy.
Yeah,
That
his
is
navy
horrible.
production is coming super slow.
And yeah, but it seems like they're gonna try to go and contain the navy of the top team in their little pond with a few submarines, but I don't think it's gonna work out.
And I feel like we might get a repeat of last time when, well, maybe not, but whatsoever. Yudi retreating, had Greenplex followed up with him, he probably could have gotten a better trade.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh no, yeah, this game is looking very rough for the bottom team. Inspector Code is
Yes,
on
he's
the
really
AI base.
ahead. He's already getting rid of the last AI base, and after that he can just go and push all of the Auroras into the enemy bases, not to mention pushing all of that mass that he has gonna gather into
And
some
not
more
having any
T1 navy.
pressure. While Excelsior at the bottom has to focus a lot on keeping all of these armies coming to him unchecked.
Yeah, but Banana is trading out shots with Commando, and I'm not sure this is what you wanna do. Although here comes the little destroyer from FTX. But Banana is still not moving his ACU at all. This is just like a death sentence to him.
And now Yudi is coming from the bottom, so he's gonna die no matter what.
Even more so as a destroyer, this T2 Salem is actually just wailing away. Okay, he finally moves his ACU, but the Navy fight is actually looking quite bad for the bottom team, as the counter-offensive is actually being launched by the Greenplex and YellowNoob. Although I'm not sure if it's actually gonna amount to much, considering that the destroyer is actually doing just fine. As the
It seems
transfer...
like Banana is gonna die. It's gonna be close.
No, he's dead, I think. I mean, 10 more seconds and he's dead, and he's not working toward...
No,
okay,
it's probably gonna be 11 more seconds. Oh!
This is a close one. 6 seconds, 5, 400 HP. Oh,
he's
no.
gonna regain... No, he's gonna leave! Oh my
okay,
god!
but there is a destroyer. The T2 destroyer can actually just go,
No, there's so much navy.
swim in, and... Yeah, but you can still try to go and sneak it past.
Nah, the destroyer's
Although
gonna
the
die.
amount of the frigates for the top team is actually a lot more, I think. This is 26 frigates up against, what, 15? 17 frigates, so the moment he actually pushes in, he can not only go and kill off all of the frigates, he should also be capable of catching the little T2 destroyer off guard. And losing this little asset is gonna be a really big blow to the bottom team.
Yeah.
So we will see how will it go out, because the Inspector Cot is finally done with the AI base in the top left corner. And as
Now
such,
he's gonna be able to
the Auroras
push.
are gonna be pushing somewhere else. And it seems like Mr. Excelsior is still having trouble containing the AI on the other side. So who knows how will it end, but so far it seems like the destroyers are proving to be way more than the top team can handle.
Yeah. Most
Although
definitely. I would...
there is a lot of T1 Mexes that belong to AI inside the Greenplex base for whatever reason. I found the reason. 2 single T1 engineers. Little nasty boys.
God.
But I think that Greenplex should just go and push in with his frigates.
Yeah, at
Or-
this point, it's not like taking
No,
free
not
pot
anymore,
shots.
not anymore. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough. Okay, but never mind. Banana is actually gonna go for the torpedo upgrade on the ACU, which
Well,
might
is
be just
Banani really the
enough.
choice? Banani is very weak right now. He's gonna die very easily.
Yeah, but the torpedo can actually allow him to go and rack up some veterancy
Yeah,
upgrades, so it
Oh,
might be just a
true
good
that.
move.
But I feel like Greenplex would be a better torpedo right now.
Oh, that is
FTX
true.
FTX gets torpedo, and if he hits Banani a couple of times, he's gonna die.
No, that's true, but if you actually go and move your ACU and skim around the torpedo run of the enemy ACU, this should be just fine. Also, a lot of T1 bombers being made by Greenplex, most likely to go and deal with the enemy AI.
Who has air control right now? Neither, right? Or
No one, I think.
because oh my god, he has 5, I think. Yeah, Inspector Cole has 5 torp bombers.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
I mean, this is gonna be actually just enough to go and get rid of the single T2 destroyer. Just 2 passes from the torpedo bombers and it should be dead.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
a lot.
this Navy fight is really going on for a long time. Here comes
And
the
now
torpedo
the torp
bombers going
ACU is
for
not
the-
gonna be that good anymore.
Yep, the first volley connects and the destroyer is already nearly dead. Now,
Oh, but the 80s though are gonna have some shots to take.
Oh yeah, but Yudi actually made a great play by hiding the destroyer
The
behind the
mountain, yeah.
mountain, meaning that some of the torpedo bombers unfortunately weren't capable of dropping the bombs. Now we can see that Barani have the torpedo upgrade already done, and right now he's getting the stealth upgrade done, so it seems like enemy won't be able to find him just so easily. There is also an incursion by the Inspector Cod happening on the left flank. As you can see, the Auroras, previously used to go and finish off the enemy AI, right now are raiding the Navy production belonging to Yudi.
Yeah, well, I feel like this will be more of a mass donation than a raid at all.
I mean, it is still a good APM thing, not to mention these frigates that are dealing with the Auroras cannot go and actually help out with the Navy base belonging to the top team.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, FTX Commando already moving closer and closer with his ACU. We will see how will it work out. I really do think that Greenplex should also go and get the upgrade. Otherwise it's really gonna be... Ah, there is already 3 destroyers for the Yudi. This might be the killing blow. Because they can just keep on shooting away, from far away. And it seems like there is nothing that the top team can go and do against that. Even more so as the torpedo upgrade is proving really useful on the ACU belonging to FTX Commando.
Yeah, but FTX is being targeted by the torpedo bombers now though.
Yeah, but the interceptors are coming out.
Yeah,
Yudi
where are
made
the
a lot of them,
interceptors from
so-
Greenplex though? Oh, out of fuel? Oh.
No, he just didn't react on time.
Oh, but Inspector Cod making a TML. I'm not sure if this is the best answer to their problems though.
Don't think so.
Because,
Okay,
yeah, he might
Greenplex-
take out some heavy facts, but that's not really gonna change things that much.
I mean, unless he can get in range for the, how is it called, the T2HQ.
Yeah.
Although
I mean, I wouldn't say it's that lost either,
No, it's not in the range of the T2HQ. It's far, far away.
but Yudi has next to no eco.
Okay, never mind. FTX Commando just collocates himself over the, or rather under the enemy navy, making it so there is no more frigates to defend the navy production for the top tier. And as such, all that's left is basically 2 ACUs with the torp upgrades. And I don't think that's gonna be enough to go and deal with all of these destroyers. So it is a really bleak outlook for the bottom team. I mean the top team. As the bottom one keeps on pressuring them more and more. Their navy production is barely hanging out there, and the YellowNoob, also known as Banane, is getting pommeled with torpedoes and kaboom!
Oh
there he
no, and
goes.
Greenplex is in a really bad position right now.
Exactly, he's the next prime target for all this navy. The angry cyber navy is coming for your booty boy. You better keep on running, or else you might die just like your comrade.
Yeah, he's dead already. Oh no.
Yeah, not even gonna finish the upgrade. Kaboom, baby, kaboom! See ya in the heaven, greedy boy. See ya in the heaven.
Oh no, this is looking rough. Yeah, I'm starting to think that Inspector Cod, albeit yes, he has all of those mexes, he's really not using the mass effectively at the moment.
No, it just was too long. Basically,
And
I think that Greenplex lost his time and didn't push against the enemy navy on time. And the longer,
also think that. Oh yeah. Oh.
the longer the destroyers are basically alive and not killed, the bigger the snowball was for the Yudi navy.
Yeah, and if you can see on Inspector Scott's bases, he has mexes that are like ringed, which I think is really a sign that he's been ecoing a lot rather than building navy or building something else.
I mean, the problem was that he wasn't even capable of getting back into the navy. He was basically way too late to get into it. Because there was way too many frigates flying, swimming around the sea here. You could, I think it was like minute 8 or something, he was trying to go and get into the navy in the middle by making some factories, which were unfortunately just destroyed by the enemy frigates, so yeah.
Funnily enough, Excelsior not really doing anything on the navy either, and just they're still winning despite not having Excelsior.
I mean, basically it was just FTX Commando plus Yudi were proving way too much for Greenplex and Banani to handle on the middle.
I guess I didn't invest enough because, as you can see, Yudi has no freaking eco whatsoever.
I mean,
But
like
they
I
did
said,
have more.
the problem was just not having the destroyers killed on time, because while you might keep on training the frigates, the fact that the enemy opponent have a few destroyers shooting away at you and you're not dealing any damage to them is only gonna make the snowball even bigger with time. Because
I
while
feel like him. Oh yeah.
yeah, because while you can keep on trading the frigates, because they are cheap, they're basically the mid shields of your navy force. Losing destroyers would be basically a death sentence. So the moment where
Nowadays, the
Grimtex...
made is lost.
Yeah, I don't think Inspector
yikes.
Cod can do anything about that. He still keeps on TMLing, but I don't think there are any good targets for it.
Yeah, if it was like on middle, then it would be better. But I feel like he should have just not made the Tech 2 upgrade on the ACU, not make the TML.
I mean,
Not
the
make
T2
so much
upgrade
tech
could
to
be
make
useful
it.
if he were to drop his ACU somewhere inside the enemy
In
base.
Yudi's base, where there's like no anti-air, would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like, would have been an amazing blow.
Spam out some T1 factories and go with the land spam. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, it was not given. And yep, there we go. GG is coming out in the chat as Inspector Cod bows out of the game. And with this, the victory goes to the team Ha Chama 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 Chama, also known as Team Yudi, as they win the Rainbow Cup tournament. GG. Well played.
Yeah. Best out of 7 final match.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
It was a best of 7. And right now the score is gonna be 4-3. So hopefully I didn't prematurely call them the victors.
Yeah, don't watch out with the predictions.
Yes, gonna wait a few more seconds. I can just go switch the scenes and go to my own